Welcome to the Red Conrad Show, the story of my life and world events how I see them. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get this going. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe for subscriber-only content. You can find links to subscribe at show.redconrad.com. Subscriptions are available directly through Spotify, as well as through a Memberful account, where you can access subscriber-only content on any podcast listening platform. Whatever platform you prefer to listen to podcasts on, you will be able to listen to my subscriber-only content on that platform via a feed specifically for you through your Memberful account. Again, the links to the subscriptions can be found at show.redconrad.com.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the number one way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
Hello, everybody. I'm really getting tired of people fucking passing judgment on people. I'm getting tired of hearing the phrase, well, count your blessings because shit could be worse. I'm getting tired of hearing that, alright? First of all, you don't know what anybody's fucking been going through or anybody's situation is. Yes, there are panhandlers out there trying to make a living out of it. Can you follow them back at the end of the day where they're going? A lot of them can end up walking back up to a very fancy, very expensive vehicle. Somebody in my area was actually fucking caught doing that. I don't know how these people got the time to follow these panhandlers. And most people, I would like to think, have jobs they gotta work or businesses to run, families to take care of. But no, we actually have people out there stalking panhandlers apparently and caught somebody. Anyways, so I'm not gonna argue the fact that there aren't a lot of people that panhandle for money. They don't need it. That's what they do. Like their panhandling supports their car payments, supports their mortgages, supports everything they do. And quite frankly, they figure if they can make 6 figures or better per year panhandling, then why bother getting a regular fucking job? Or why bother trying to operate, a normal legal business when they can essentially sit on their ass all day, every day, wherever the hell they sit, and panhandle, get $1 or $2 from everybody. Shit adds up. I'm not going to argue that fact. People are like that. But there's also people that choose to be homeless. Like, they enjoy it. Okay? They're just looking for enough food, enough money to get from the day that they're in into the next day. Okay? That's just their lifestyle. Then you got other people that fell on hard times. Shit in their life went completely fucking sideways. They couldn't rectify the situation fast enough, and everything was fucking lost. And they legitimately need to fucking them help. So please stop passing judgment on people. Stop trying to fucking goddamn look down on people because they appear to be fucking worse off than you. Look, you don't know what anybody's going through, okay? You don't know what their life entails. You don't know what the hell they're going through. You also need to realize, no matter how much fucking money you got in the fucking goddamn bank, most of us average people in the world are literally one fucking paycheck away from being in the same shoes as the people fucking asking for help. I know that myself. All too fucking goddamn real. Okay, because if you listened to my story, my series on my former business partner back in New York, I had it all, and then just like that, it was fucking gone. Okay? If you listened to my series on my current situation, you know that I've got it pretty bad right now, especially if you're on the subscription plan and you listened to the subscription-only episode of the situation. You'd know exactly what my situation is. Granted, yeah, I am doing what I gotta do to get out of it. I am fucking working on it. But I am racing the clock. And the situation is bad enough that, one fuck up on my end at this point. That's it, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm literally fucking racing the clock on a couple of different things to attempt to keep myself afloat. Attempt to, try to normalize my life again, and stabilize my life, I should say, again, and get my life back where it should be. And again, if you listened to the past episodes of my show to understand how I got myself in this situation, why everything, went completely fucking sideways on me. So I'm not going to go through all that all over again. If you want to understand, how shit got this bad, why shit got this bad, go back and listen to those previous episodes. All the details are there. I just am really fucking tired of people saying, well, count your blessings, it could be worse. Yeah, it could be. And the problem is, when it's already bad, and then you run into a fucking problem like the one that I'm in, there really isn't any worse, because you're trying to fucking stay afloat. You're trying to stay semi-normal. The next step down is essentially a worst case fucking scenario. And so, granted, yeah, there is a worse to drop down to, but that worst that you can drop down to, you kind of want to avoid. You know what I mean? So, like, when you're barely hanging on, when you're pretty much at the lowest that you really want to be before the fucking floor fucking collapses out from underneath you, you don't really want to hear, well, shit, things can be worse. Because, whereas, realistically speaking, yes, they can be. However, no, they really can't be. As far as normalcy goes, stability goes, no, they really can't be fucking worse. Like, things are pretty much as bad as they can fucking get. The only time I will personally tolerate hearing, well, shit can get worse, shit can be worse, count your blessings, is if you're a millionaire, multi-millionaire, whatever, regardless how you make your money. I don't care if that matters, you got the money. I don't want to hear your business had a huge hit, or you lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in the stock trade, or whatever the fuck it is you do for money. You took a hit, a big hit. I hear it all the time. I mean, I'm involved in the stock trading world. I haven't really been active in my personal trading for a little while now, but I was involved in it. I've been learning how to do it from a professional stock trader. I pretty much mastered, well, I'm going to say mastered one of his strategies, but you got to be careful saying that, because even saying, well, master the strategy, even if you master a trading strategy, you still got to acknowledge the fact that there's going to be losses. You're going to have your wins, but you're going to have your losses. It's just the way shit works. So, anyways, but in the stock trading world, I hear from big time traders all the time, that they just lost $1 million in one day on one trade. A lot of the newer traders will take it to heart, because, they were doing good, and then all of a sudden they just fucking lost $1 million, and But then you got your more experienced traders, like the one that I'm learning from, that will say, yeah, look, I lost $1 million on this fucking trade. And the way they talk about it and treat it, it's like it's no big deal. Right? Because when you got that much money, no, it isn't a big deal. You had a loss, but shit for you, with that kind of money in the bank, that kind of lifestyle you're leading, shit can be worse. But us average folk, no, shit really fucking can't be worse. A lot of us, like I said, I believe I said a couple minutes ago, a lot of us are literally a week's fucking goddamn pay, or, 2 weeks, well, depending on how you're paid. You're one paycheck, I'll put it that way. A lot of us average people are literally one paycheck away from fucking losing everything. And that's just the fucking reality of today's society. A lot of people are literally a single paycheck, one fucking paycheck away from fucking losing everything. So, what blessings are there to fucking count exactly? Maybe you people listening to this can help me out here. Email me at podcast@redconrad.com and let me know. What when you're literally a paycheck away from losing it all, what blessings are there to fucking be counted? How much worse can it possibly get? Aside from the obvious, no vehicle, no home, you got nothing, you're on the street. Aside from that, how much fucking worse can it get? Like when people tell you, well, it could be worse, count your blessings. What do you think they mean by it could be worse? Or if you say that to people, what do you mean by it could be worse? I really want to know. Us average folk want to know. Us average folk that are busting our asses to do what we gotta do to keep fucking shit paid and take care of ourselves and our families. And, whether we're 100% honest with you or not about how bad the situation is, we're stressing out. And you tell us, well, it could be worse. What exactly do you mean by that? And if somebody was to be 100% honest about their situation, right, how much they do or don't have in savings, whether savings at that point exists anymore or not, the exact situation they're in, all the bloody details, then you were to tell them, well, it could be worse. What exactly do you mean by that? And like I said, if you want to know what my situation is, you want to explain to me what it could be worse means as far as my situation goes, go back and listen to the situation episodes, particularly the subscription only one, where I actually tell very bluntly what my situation is and where I'm at. I don't hold anything back. Listen to that and then tell me, aside from the obvious worst case scenario, how exactly can things be worse? I'm just curious. I'm getting tired of that shit. I really fucking am. And then I get a lot of people, oh, well, you gotta put your faith in God, blah, 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 blah. As if I don't believe, look, I do believe in God, okay? Whether I've said this in the past episodes or not, I might not have been trying to not really talk about it on this podcast. But I do believe in God. I was actually ordained in the end of 2010. In the beginning of 2011, I started my own ministry, which I actually ran full-time by myself for 5 years. The ministry is funded completely by me. There is no outside fucking help to pay for the ministry, keep the ministry running. That's all on my shoulders. So, it's not that I don't believe in God. It's not that I don't have faith. It's not that I don't fucking pray to God, because I do. And there's a lot of things in my life, a lot of things that happened to me that I do believe was definitely some form of divine intervention or another, especially considering the fact that I forget the exact numbers. I did count them before, but there's at least 5 times, maybe more, that I literally should have been dead. Like, the way things happened, I should not still be walking around. There was one accident in particular that I'm never going to forget. That happened when I was younger. I don't know, 18, 19, I don't remember. But I got into a really bad car accident. And the paramedic told me that when he pulled up, he was actually expecting to find me dead. He was the way the accident was described to him, he thought he was going to roll up and found my body literally launched through the windshield, flattened on the road. Instead, he rolls up and cursing up a storm at my car, kicking the fuck out of my car, because I was upset, I was pissed off. Now what happened was, I was trying to show off to one of my friends. I wound up spinning out into donuts, and we hit a tree, and the car kept on wrapping around, hitting the tree, bouncing off, hitting the other side of the tree, bouncing back around, hitting the tree again, and it bounced around and hit the tree a couple of times before it finally stopped. Somehow my friend fell out of the car, between the car and the tree, and didn't get crushed. I don't know at what point in time he ended up outside the car, but he was more or less fine. All he had was a broken collarbone. All I had was a fucking seatbelt burn, and a couple of bruises on my chest. No major injuries. But the paramedic swore up and down he was expecting to find us dead. And he more or less forced me to sit on the ground, and get checked out. Tried to convince me to go to the hospital to get looked at, but I felt fine. He couldn't find any signs of broken bones or nothing. So, when my family got there, I went home. I didn't go to the fucking hospital. And there were several other car accidents that happened similar to that. There's another one that I had, where the intersection was fucking piss poor. You couldn't really fucking goddamn see the road properly without pulling to the intersection to see if there's oncoming traffic. Well, it looked clear to me. I started to fucking pull out, and then I wind up with this fucking Jeep's headlight in my fucking ear. And we were pushed a good ways down the road by the Jeep. Now, glass shattered, went flying everywhere. One of my friends in the back seat ended up having, glass in his eye, and there was fucking just glass everywhere. None of us were hurt, other than my one friend that had a piece of glass in his eye, and the car being completely fucking totaled. None of us had any, serious injuries. And that's one of the actions I just, like, what the fuck? So there are things that I do believe God intervened on for one reason or another. For whatever fucking reason, God made sure to keep me around, not let me die in several situations where I feel I should have been dead, where a paramedic apparently felt that, I should have been found dead. For whatever reason, God kept me around. Apparently, God has a purpose for me. I do believe that. It doesn't change the fact, however, that I got it rough. Granted, yes, to a degree, I did put myself here the way certain events happened. But, it's the harder I fucking try to fix things, the harder I get kicked while I'm fucking down. And whenever I try talking about it, oh, well, count your blessings, things could be worse. Really? Really? Or these fucking statements about, well, you just put your faith in God. Seriously? And people that are telling me that, like, we met more or less through my ministry. You know, most of us met these are all like online friends, more or less, across the country. They're telling me this. A couple of local friends, but a lot of them are online friends. That I met through the ministry when I was posting, a lot of Christian-related news constantly. Well, I was a hell of a lot more active than I am now in the ministry. Before I had my business, or the business before this one even, which I really only got back into the business world because the ministry wasn't supporting itself, and I kind of needed money coming in from somewhere to help keep the ministry open, help keep my personal bills paid, and all that fun stuff. And, well, if the ministry, despite the amount of followers it has, wasn't going to help me out with donations to keep things running and keep me able to have enough free time to continue doing it full time, well, I needed to find other ways of generating income. So I went back into business. I eventually started learning how to do stocks. I've looked into a few other avenues of income generation. And I'm just fucking tired of hearing this shit. Yes, technically, things can be worse. Things can almost always be worse than you currently have it. But enough with the fucking goddamn cryptic remarks. People that are going through shit don't want to hear that kind of shit. I certainly fucking don't, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's other people out there that don't want to hear it. And if you're one of those fucking people that are always happy-go-lucky on the internet, or in front of your friends or whatever, you're probably, when you're by yourself, just like the rest of us that are having a hard time, you probably fucking got in breakdown, and you probably start screaming at everybody else. Because you're probably, I swear, if you're one of those people, I know a couple of my friends are, that will tell other people, well, things can always be worse. Blah, blah, blah. When they're going through a hard time. Instead of openly, publicly stressing it, they'll talk about it, maybe. But if they do talk about it, they'll also give themselves publicly their own advice to everybody else. Well, I'm counting my blessings because it could be worse, blah, 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 blah. And if you're one of those people, I can guarantee behind closed doors, when you're all by yourself, all alone, I can guarantee you are fucking just as fierce people that say that shit to you as those of us like me are that are publicly telling you we don't want to hear it, we're tired of hearing it. If you can't say anything else, just keep quiet. If you can't fucking hear what we're going through and offer up some kind of fucking advice, anything that can help us out, just don't fucking say a fucking thing at all. The bullshit, well, it could be worse. Well, just put all your faith in God. Everybody says that. And neither one of those statements really does anything to make the person feel better or to actually help the person get through whatever it is they're fucking going through to actually make shit better. How about giving them some fucking advice? If you've had it rough, if you were in a similar situation than what they're going through and you made it through that situation, tell them what you did to get through it. Or, if you were never in that kind of similar situation, find another situation you were in where you had it bad, and what you did to get out of it. And between the two of you attempt to draw similarities. So that now you're actually offering up some useful, actual advice that the person that's going through a situation could do to better the situation. Now, granted, some people aren't going to want to hear it, especially if you're one of those people that at least publicly didn't go through anything because you don't want to admit what you've been through. If you're one of those people, yeah, whoever you're talking to might not want to hear fucking advice from you at first. They might come across pretty fucking nasty about it. I know I have in the past to some people. But after the fact, the person on the receiving end of the advice will at least think about it and try to fucking fit the advice given into that situation and try to see how whatever was said might be able to help them out. I know I've done that before. I mean, I've spoken to people that I trusted about certain things, told them what was going on. They gave me advice that, coming from them, I really didn't want to hear it because from what I was told by them about their own fucking goddamn lives, they were never in a situation anywhere near close to mine. So what the fuck would they know about going through it? What the fuck would they know about how to handle it? And that's how I responded at first. After the fact, I did think about it. That doesn't mean that I did what they said to do, but I did think about it. My current situation, I'm getting advice from a couple different angles, from a couple different people in my life. Some people who have been in my exact situation, other people who haven't been. But I'm taking everyone's fucking advice and taking it all into consideration. and you know, formulating it into a plan. Like fitting it into my daily life, into my circumstances, and you know, trying to use it to better my situation I'm currently in. And to me, that advice is much better. Much better. Even if I react, you know, hastily upon initially hearing it, that advice is much better than being fucking told, well, it could be worse. Or, well, just have faith. Those two statements do shit to fucking help people that are going through shit. Or for advice. That's what people going through shit need. Actual, usable, actionable advice. If you can't offer it, keep your fucking mouth shut. You want to open your fucking mouth to somebody who's gonna talk to you about something that they're dealing with, offer up actionable, useful advice. Regardless how upset they react to hearing what you gotta say, how personal they fucking take shit when you say it, just say it. Because I guarantee you, whatever it is you say, whatever situation they're going through, and whatever advice you offer them, it's not gonna happen right away, but they will think about it, they will consider it, and depending on what the advice was, they might actually fucking use your advice to get themselves out of the situation that they're in. Or, like me, where I know what got me into my situation, I know what can get me out of my situation. What I need is not, well, it could be worse. It's not, well, have faith. And it's not even really advice, though I will take it from those in my life. People close to me, I will take the advice from. But what would be even better for people like me that know how we got where we got and know what needs to be done to get out of it, what we really need is those close to us to be our support system. So that we know that we're not alone. Not doing this by ourselves. And that's not saying, you gotta fucking help us out. Like, if you got somebody close to you that's going through some shit, and they know what they gotta do, they tell you what they gotta do to get out of it, that's not saying like that you gotta physically do the work for them. Just be there for them. When they got a fucking goddamn vent, let them vent to you. When they have a rough day, let them get it off their chest to you. When they get stuck on something, let them bounce ideas off of you. Let them have that, back and forth with you with different ideas to get them unstuck, so they can keep on moving forward to get out of that situation. That's what what I mean by support system. And quite frankly, that's what I need from those close to me. Just knowing that the people in my life are there for me, so I don't have to fucking feel like I'm all alone in fucking doing this. That, when I need to talk, I got somebody I can talk to. When I get stuck, I got people I can go to bounce ideas off of. Help that can, they can help me get unstuck. So basically, what I've been wasting this past half an hour saying is, when somebody's going through shit, don't tell them, well, just have the faith, or, well, it could be worse. That's the last thing they want to hear. Instead, one of two, if not both things, should be fucking done. One, offer up useful, actionable advice. If you haven't had a situation, remotely similar to the one that they're going through, try to put yourself in their shoes. If you were to go through that situation, how would you get through it? And offer up advice. Actual, useful, actionable advice. Something that they can actively do to rectify their situation. Two, if they know how they got in the situation they're in and know what needs to be done to get out of it, be their support system. When they gotta talk, be there for them. When they get stuck, be there for them to bounce ideas off of to get unstuck. But in general, be there for them. That's what people need. That's when somebody walks up to you and starts complaining about a fucking problem they're in. That's what they fucking need. They need useful, actionable advice and a support system. Not empty, blank, useless remarks. On that note, I'll see you in the next episode. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe for subscriber-only content. You can find links to subscribe at show.redconrad.com. Subscriptions are available directly through Spotify, as well as through a Memberful account, where you can access subscriber-only content on any podcast listening platform. Whatever platform you prefer to listen to podcasts on, you will be able to listen to my subscriber-only content on that platform via a feed specifically for you through your Memberful account. Again, the links to the subscriptions can be found at show.redconrad.com. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Red Conrad Show. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, if you're not listening on Spotify, Spotify is the home of my subscription-only content. So any stories you want to hear that have part one or they're missing pieces on the free side, you gotta hop over to Spotify and subscribe to the subscription content to get the missing pieces of those particular stories. I will see you in the next episode.